Hey guys, Borderlands 3 just released, and I want to show you where you can get a legendary SMG that will shoot a turret that has a brain on it, and this thing is actually pretty powerful. There is a specific boss that you can farm to get one of these, and the boss doesn't drop this every time, but it does drop it pretty frequently, so just by farming a few times, you're probably going to get one. This is a TDR SMG called the Smart Gun XXL, and the red text says, "Busy getting brain like Krang." This is actually a lyric that is in a song called Backpackers by Childish Gambino. This is a really good rap song and it was released around 2011, I think. This gun has a flesh-like texture and then eyeballs that are bleeding. This gun is highly effective versus armor. It does corrosive damage, and when you throw the weapon, it sticks to surfaces and becomes a turret, and then it shoots enemies until it's out of ammo. It also does 99% weapon damage, and I've seen other variations of this weapon where it lowers that weapon damage that it does and increases the magazine. To get to this boss, you need to advance the storyline missions until you get to Meridian Metroplex, and you're gonna arrive at this location between rank like 12 and 15. You're going to be doing several objectives for a mission called Hostile Takeover. This is a main storyline mission, and this boss is a part of this Hostile Takeover mission. You'll be finishing up most of the missions on Meridian Metroplex before you reach this boss, and his arena area is located on this side of the map. You'll meet up with Zero, and he's going to cut open a doorway that's going to reveal the arena. Once inside the arena, you're going to meet up with the boss. His name is Gigimind, and he has like a brain in a jar for a head. This boss is pretty heavily shielded, but I was able to take him out with this TDR shotgun. This thing was amazing and my favorite gun in the game. It was so powerful because when you threw it, it would suicide into enemies. This gun was a level 12, and I noticed that it kept its strength even into the 20s. So if you guys can get your hands on TDR shotguns that are throwable, definitely try them out. They're super powerful. This boss does have a shield that he does pull out, so you gotta get behind him and shoot, but he was a relatively easy boss to deal with. The items that this boss can drop are definitely legendaries, and he seems to drop them every 4 to 5 times I would farm him. He also drops ERIDIUM, but he only drops like 2 or 3 at a time. Bosses are not the place to be getting ERIDIUM. I've played the whole game and I've realized the best places to get them, and I'll make a video showing you guys those locations. I'll also show you some of the other legendaries that this boss can drop if you want to stay till the end of the video. But first, I'll show you the Smart Gun XXL in action. So at any point when you reload the gun, whether you run out of bullets or reload on your own, it's gonna throw a turret down and obviously have a brain on it. It's really cool. You'll see it right here. The thing like runs around and targets enemies. So again, the turret will move around and target enemies. It shoots corrosive bullets, and then it will home in on that enemy and explode into a corrosive explosion. I wasn't able to get the full effect of this weapon because I was a level 35 coming back to farm this guy. He was a level 13. My skag dog was wrecking this guy, but I could tell that the turret was pretty powerful. This thing is supposed to be really great against shields, and on my second playthrough, I'll get a really high ranked one and be able to test how good it really is. Either way, it's very amusing to play with. One of the other legendaries that he dropped was a Hyperion sniper called the Woodblocker. The red text reads, "You don't get into woodblocks unless you are ready to," and I think that's the F-bomb. This thing deals corrosive damage. It's got a 6.6 times weapon zoom, and it has a weapon shield capacity of 155, but this is a level 12. Also, the damage to protected front-facing shield will amplify the weapon damage. This thing has a really nice wooden camo look to it, and a decal that says "Set It Off" with Hyperion underneath it, and it looks like maybe there's a target behind it. I don't know if this has any significance to the mechanics or maybe just the theme of the gun. I looked into it to see if it was a song because it seems like some of these red texts are related to lyrics of songs, and this does come up as a song called "Set It Off" by Boosie Badass. It's a rap song that has a lot of aggressive lyrics and profanity, so I can't show that here, but it kind of fits the theme of this gun, and it might be what they intended. I didn't get to play with it a whole lot to know like what all it can do, but I'll show you a little bit. It does have a nice zoom and a nice scope, and obviously it looks really good when you're holding it. The scope shows how much ammo you have left and also what element it has. I don't know if this has other elements like, again, fire or cryo. I got the one that had corrosive. This thing has a 3-round burst, and when you get headshots, yeah, it pretty much wrecks them. And you can see right here, I'm scoped in and the shield is taking damage, and that is helping to amplify the amount of damage that I'm dealing out. And right there, it just melted that guy. But again, I'm pretty high level. The sniper does originally 49 damage, and by taking some of the bullets onto the shield, it increases increased it to 145, and it actually kept increasing. Right here I'm taking more damage, and it went up to 167. Definitely curious on how high this will go. I didn't get to play with this gun a whole lot. The next one I picked up was a legendary DAHL SMG called the Adapting Sleeping Giant. The red text reads, "Infinite path carved with unrivaled skill," and this is a lyric from a song called Sleeping Giant, and the band is a metal band called Mastodon. I'd have to say that the devs for Borderlands 3 have some pretty good taste in music, because this is another really good song. The perks of this gun are that reloading it has a chance to grant weapon bonuses, and the magazine size is so small, it's 18, so you're constantly reloading. But the reload is relatively fast, so that does help. For this weapon, and it being on level 12, it was doing about 30 damage, and then when I was reloading, it was jumping up to almost 300, and then kind of going in between 100, 200, and then sometimes back down to 30. So if you can tolerate the small magazine size and the constant reloading, you'll be doing a lot of bullet damage. But I hope this helped you guys out, and we'll see you next video.
Finally! Freaking action around here!